Greetings. Today I want to speak to you concerning the temple of wisdom, which is actually Solomon's temple. So the temple of wisdom is also the temple of wealth and riches. And the temple of which I speak is connected with a dream. And that dream is actually the dream of life, because the temple of which I speak is this body. So Solomon's temple is right here. Okay? And you have to read between the lines. And here you're seeing the number 11. Here you're seeing the two posts. And when you understand that here is where Solomon's temple is, you would realize that when you come to the place of true wisdom is when you come to self-realization, which is actually true salvation. When you come to know your God self, your higher self, and come to realize that the essential character of the Bible is man's imagination. And this was the great lesson and wisdom of our ancestor Abdullah, which he taught Neville Goddard, who was his mentee, when he teach him to interpret the Bible metaphysically, to interpret the Bible psychologically and esoterically, in order for him to break all form of mental slavery. And that was definitely a language, a symbology that Abdullah was using to teach his own people how to break all form of mental slavery by disbelieving the Bible being literal or secular history. But unfortunately, many people still believe that the Bible is literal and that the Bible is secular history. It is so bad that they even believe in such a thing as a talking donkey. When you understand the story of Balaam and Balak, it is so bad that they believe that a penguin would have traveled from all the way from the North Pole and go all the way down to Africa or in the Middle East, whichever one you choose, okay? Because certain places that are in Africa that make you believe that it's in the Middle East. And it is so bad that they believe that the penguin will have traveled there to be in the ark with Noah, and fail to realize that their body is actually the ark and Noah is the higher self, and that there is the law of gender in each and every one of us. Everything is masculine and feminine, and they fail to realize the feminine and masculine energy, which is this one energy that must come together to bring forth in abundance of all kind. Okay, because the Bible is mental and it's psychological and everything is within. And so, my brother, my sisters, I'm doing this lecture to teach you that the temple of all wisdom and the temple of all riches is actually your mind. It is man's imagination, man's perception, man's awareness of being. In other words, consciousness, which is the only reality, is what the Bible is all about. If you understand the Bible esoterically, if you understand it psychologically, and as I would have said before, metaphysically. And so, my brother, my sisters, when you live in a country like where I am living, and knowing that the Goddard family own the biggest business in the entire island and employ the most people, and yet these people remain religious and superstitious and fail to realize that there's one among them who's been enlightened and aware and become self-realized and wants to teach them how to believe in themselves, it could be a very sad thing. So, my brother, my sisters, to those of you who would listen to me and this would resonate with you, I want to say to you that the temple of wisdom is your body. Okay, it's your mind. It's your head. Live from the head, not the tail. And when you live from the head, you'll be the lender, not the borrower. Okay, you'll be above and not beneath. And so, you're told that the rich ruleth over the poor. And you have to enrich yourself by being in control of your mind, being in control of the temple of wisdom and the temple of riches, by you being in control of your feeling and your emotions, because emotion is actually energy in motion. And so because everything is energy, vibration, and frequency, and your mass of energy, you have to know how to control your emotions, so you're controlling your energy and you will vibrate on the right frequency. And when you vibrate on the frequency of positivity, and you think about the things that are good, and the things that are lovely, and the things that are pure, and the things that are true, and the things that are virtuous, you will know that there is no virtue in poverty. Then you will know that there is no virtue in having a religious and superstitious mentality that is pointing you to look outwardly. And you will know that you have to look inwardly, because the kingdom of God is within you. And you're told, if you find or discover the kingdom of God that is within you, you will discover the secret of creation, and you'll be able to create your reality consciously. Because he said all these things that you so desire, they will be added on to you. Because you know how to use the science of creativity. You know how to use the science that is infinite. You know how to use the science of tapping in to the world of possibilities, and you will trust your invisible self to give you whatever you desire in this world, because you know that you're a spirit having a human experience, and you're operating from the world of spirit to express your physical world of matter. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I can go on and on, but I think I got the main message I want to get across to you concerning you believing in yourself, and you looking within the temple of your higher self and trusting your imagination to create your reality consciously. So basically, love yourself and believe in yourself, and stop believing in this Jesus and Mary story that is pointing you to look inwardly. You are the one who will bring forth by the Immaculate Conception, by you understanding alchemy, by you understanding energy transmutation. But there comes a time when God in you would awaken, you would have an awakened imagination, and you would give birth to a child in the spiritual world. And when you tell your brothers and sisters, they will think that you're crazy, and they will say blasphemy. But I'm here to remind you that it is true, because I would have had that experience. So I want to say again, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, definitely want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, or you'd like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Man Guru. And if you feel strongly to support this work, I just want to remind you that we have a PayPal, and that the link is always down below. Also, you have a choice to become a part of my Patreon community and support this work continually as we work together for the upliftment and the advancement of all of humanity. And this message is a message that is pointing you to look inwardly, to discover that your real identity is your divinity, and that true salvation is actually self-realization. Also, I have a course, a $20 course. It's called The Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And it's all about you discovering that the Lord thy God is a sun, and that you have an inner sun, a S-U-N, and that there is no S-O-N that can exist unless there first be the S-U-N. For the S-U-N is the giver of our life, and that the Bible is actually the sun book. It's a book of light when you look within and interpret the Bible psychologically. So when you discover your light body, you discover true righteousness and true healing within yourself, according to Malachi 4:2, that says that the sun, the S-U-N, not the S-O-N, that's the brainwash, okay? The S-U-N of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. So, my brother, my sisters, if you want healing, you have to look within. If you want to find righteousness, you have to realize it's a discovery. And when you discover righteousness, you discover it right within yourself. So, if you feel strong enough to listen to those videos, I'll definitely encourage you to do so. At this time, I just want to say peace. Love you all. I'm out.